Hey, it's Karen, and welcome to our 50 is Just a Number podcast, where we talk about everything for women over the age of 50. I want you to think of our podcast as a way of, maybe you're driving in a car and you're having a bad day and you just need to hear a girlfriend chat, or you're on your hike, you're walking in the morning, you're out, first cup of coffee, walking the dog, and you just need to hear somebody else's, my voice, basically. I want to be a podcast that you tune into for the fun of it, for my direct approach, because I'm direct about everything in life, my openness, my honesty, because I don't know about you, but I was not prepared for how fast those 50 years flew by. And if you follow me, you know I'm closer to 60. So we're in this together. Pro-aging is us. And I want to talk about it. I want to talk about everything. So, menopause, I believe we can make these the best years of our lives. And in today's podcast, it's going to be dating. Now, I'm going to do a couple of podcasts on dating after 50 because there's too much to go through. Like, I'll touch on online dating today, and then I'll do a whole podcast just on online dating and how I think you can be successful at it. Now, I've been single for several years, but I've done online dating probably more off than on. I've met some wonderful men. They just haven't been the right man for me long term, but I've had some great times and I met some awesome people. So no complaints there other than, did I think I was going to be single at 50? Absolutely not. Do I like it? I'm making the best of it. Have I met some new friends? I absolutely have, male friends. But I'm still looking for that long term, that best friend, that needle in the haystack, lifelong partner. I'm not going to give up. I happen not to be online right now. But what I would say, if you are newly single, married for many years, or just maybe you lost your spouse, what I would suggest, and I did this and I'm so glad I did, is when my ex and I split up near my 50th birthday and my son was going off to college. It was a very busy year. I took a year off. Yeah, I didn't even think about dating. I didn't even think about wanting to meet somebody. And I did that because I was afraid I'd be disappointed in who I was meeting, who was out there, who was available. And so I just thought, you know what? I'm too vulnerable. I wouldn't say insecure is not the right word. I think vulnerable's the best word. I just knew I wasn't strong enough to go on a bad date. So if you're kind of right there right now, because let's face it, dating at our age is not easy. It's not like back in our college days when you were going to parties or you were going to bars and you kind of got to know each other's personalities in person. Now it's in a text. It's, that first phone call. It's so much more difficult because you don't get to see each other's personalities until you meet, and maybe you already have a preconceived notion. Anyways, wait till you're ready. Wait till you're ready to date, because you'll have great conversations. You'll go on a date with somebody you think you just had a great time. You have at least a new friend for the future, and then you don't hear from them again. And this has happened to me a few times, and it's happened to several of my friends. It's just the way it is. I don't know if it's shiny penny syndrome, somebody more convenient, they got back together with their ex. You're not going to have that conversation, so you never know. My point being, wait till you're okay with somebody not following up with you, even though you thought you had a good date. I don't go on coffee dates. I drink coffee in the morning. Follow me, I love my first cup of coffee. Don't talk to me until I finish my coffee. But I don't want to go to a coffee shop and have tea or a glass of water or something. So I suggest something I like to do. And if they like to do it, that's great. And if not, then we can do something they like to do, but it's not coffee. So I love the outdoors. So hike, a walk, just being outside, that works for me. I'll suggest meeting for a happy hour. I don't expect anybody that doesn't know me not to buy me dinner. I think that's a lot to ask. So I'll say, let's meet for a happy hour. Whatever it is you like to do, suggest that for the first date. And if they're not amenable to it, then it's probably not the right guy for you or person for you anyways. So that would be my start to wait till you're ready. Do something you like to do, because that way you won't feel like you've wasted your precious time. And then really just kind of embrace that this is where we're at and that you're not alone in this. There are other women, maybe join a meetup group. I mentioned this in my loneliness video. Meetup is a great way to meet people without, it doesn't have to be a singles group. It could just be you like bird watching, or you like hiking, or you like kayaking. Meetup is a great way to meet people with similar interests. It doesn't mean a man, no, it doesn't. But it gives you the opportunity to meet new people. New women might mean a new circle of friends, which might be a new potential spouse. So Meetup, Eventbrite, get involved. Get involved in your community. If you're ready to date, go, join a Rotary. If you're in business, join a BNI group, or again, Meetup or Eventbrite. If you play tennis, join a tennis club. And some of this stuff can be pricey, so but Meetup is free. Most of the groups that I charge for my luncheon, so I have one for my networking group, but I provide a luncheon. But some of them are free. Certainly joining a tennis club, but there's tennis that isn't a club, it's just a group of people that want to play together. That might be another way to meet people. Get out in your community, look what's available to you, and get involved. And don't take anything personally. If somebody's not into you, it could just be the timing. It could be they have somebody else in their lives. It could be a million reasons. And I want you to understand that it's not easy. Dating is not easy at our age, but you can make it fun, and you can't take it personally, because it's not personal. It's not you. You are an awesome person, and you're going to meet that right person, as I'm going to meet that right person. It might not be today or next month, but I do know if you're not out there trying, if you're not out there joining your community, you're not going to meet them at home. And this is an extroverted introvert talking. I am very comfortable with myself. I'm very comfortable staying home, walking my dog, living my own life. I have to force myself to get out, to get involved. So it's not easy. Yeah, so I get it. Believe me, I'm not just saying this without past experience. I'm saying it because I'm living it and I'm learning from it. So please hit subscribe for future podcasts. We will talk about online dating specifically. I'll share some of my friends' stories. I'll share my stories. I'll share what has worked with me and what hasn't worked with me. So hit subscribe for future podcasts, but not just about dating, also about career changes, about travel, about menopause and other women's health issues. I want to talk about it all. I want to be your friend. I want you to listen. I want to put a smile on your face even when we're not talking about fun subjects. I will share some dating experiences with you, and hopefully, okay, I'm going to give you one. This is like when I was first started online dating. So I had waited a year. I got emotionally healthy. I got secure with just being single after so many years. And I'm having this great conversation with a guy, like 45 minutes on the phone, which is against my rule. I have a rule, 30 minutes first phone call, and then let's just meet. And if we don't meet, then I don't keep calling me, because chemistry is a weird thing. And I think you only know it when you meet in person. So we had this great conversation, and I think it was a Tuesday, and he's like, hey, I really enjoyed this. What are you doing Thursday? I'm going to be in your area. Maybe we could go grab a bite to eat. And I'm like, okay, great. I love this. We had a nice conversation, very similar, common interests. Everything was looking good. And he said, can we go to blah, blah, blah restaurant? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what? I just ate there last night. Would you mind? So this was 2 nights later, would you mind if we picked another place? And he was like, you women are so bossy and so picky. And he went off on me like I was this horrible, terrible, controlling human being. And really, I was just saying, oh gosh, I just ate there. Anyways, I just felt like I dodged a bullet. So if something like that happens to you, look at it like not a loss. I never thought back on that guy. I really thought, Karen, you just dodged a bullet, because if he's going to get mad about you suggesting, if he wanted to go there, it would have been like, fine, okay, but So anyways, that's just one of my stories. I have a lot. And my girlfriends have even more stories than I do. So I want to share those with you. I want you to have fun with this, and I want you to understand you're not alone. And yes, it is a scary process, but if you want to meet somebody, it's a necessary evil. Okay, hit subscribe. Go to 50isjustanumber.com, 50isjustanumber.com, because I do talk about, I have resources, I have books I think every person should read, not just women, men too, on love languages and dating and all of that. So go to my book references, and then hit subscribe to that. I send out a newsletter once a month, but also you'll see other blog posts about dating. All right, bye for now. Make it a great day and tune back in.